Welcome to part 4 of our series of Forbidden Places. These are the world's holiest and most dangerous sites, off limits to even the bravest adventurers. Get ready to explore the top 10 places you'll never visit. Number 10. Gangkhar Puensum, Bhutan. Imagine standing at the foot of a mountain so sacred that even the best climbers can't scale it. That's Gangkhar Puensum, standing 7,570 meters, over 24,000 feet tall in Bhutan. Not only is it the world's highest climbed mountain, it's also a spiritual icon revered by the Bhutanese. The name Gangkhar Puensum translates to White Peak of the Three Spiritual Brothers, reflecting its profound cultural significance. People believe mountains are the homes of gods and spirits, and disturbing them would bring bad omens. This belief led to a 1994 law banning the climbing of mountains over 6,000 meters in height, which was expanded in 2003 to prohibit all climbing. Still, climbers are drawn to Gangkhar Puensum, and in the late 1980s, 4 expeditions tried to conquer it but were stopped by harsh weather and difficult terrain. Number 9. Mount Kailash, Tibet. Mount Kailash, standing 6,638 meters, 21,778 feet tall in Tibet, is one of the holiest mountains in the world. For centuries, it's been revered by Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, and followers of the Bon religion. To these faiths, the mountain is more than just a peak. It's the home of the gods and the center of the universe. The Chinese government has imposed a strict ban on climbing in respect of its spiritual significance. No one has ever reached the summit, and those who tried report strange occurrences, reinforcing the belief that the mountain should remain untouched. For centuries, it has symbolized the belief that some places, no matter how alluring, should be admired from a distance, not conquered. Number 8. Cheyenne Mountain Complex, Colorado, USA. Far beneath the granite peaks of Colorado Springs lies one of the world's safest military locations, the Cheyenne Mountain Complex. Built during the Cold War, this underground fortress was designed to survive a nuclear strike. It was constructed from 1961 to 1966 and cost a staggering $142 million, requiring the excavation of more than 693,000 tons of granite. The complex consists of 15 three-story structures, each supported by a system of over 1,000 springs to help absorb the effects of earthquakes or explosions. It's the only high-altitude Department of Defense facility that can withstand an electromagnetic pulse, EMP. Access to the Cheyenne Mountain Complex is highly restricted. The entrance is heavily guarded, and the North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD road leading to the facility, is only accessible to official government vehicles, emergency responders, and authorized personnel. The public cannot access it, and attempting to get too close without permission can lead to legal trouble. Number 7. The Catacombs of Paris, France. Beneath the charming streets of the City of Love lies an unforgiving world below. Over 200 miles, or about 233 meters of tunnels. The catacombs, an eerie underground network, hold the bones of more than 6 million people. While a small part of it is open to the public, most of it is off limits. The catacombs were created in the late 18th century to alleviate overcrowding in cemeteries. Bones from various cemeteries, including the famous Les Innocents, were moved into old limestone quarries beneath Paris. Over time, the bones were arranged into walls and arches, turning the area into a macabre display. Today, most of the catacombs are closed to the public for several reasons. The tunnels are dangerous, with risks of collapse and flooding. They are also a maze, making it easy to get lost, a risk highlighted by historical accounts of explorers who disappeared without a trace. Moreover, it's illegal to visit the off-limits sections, and trespassing can result in substantial fines or even more severe consequences. For the adventurous, guided tours offer visitors a rare glimpse into these restricted areas, providing a look into the forbidden side of Paris's dark past. Number 6. The Ploutonion at Hierapolis, Türkiye. Known as Pluto's Gate, the Ploutonion at Hierapolis is considered one of the deadliest places in the world because of the toxic gases. This ancient site in Türkiye was a sacred entrance to the underworld, where rituals were performed in honor of Pluto, the god of the dead. Why is it so deadly? The cave releases high levels of carbon dioxide, which can kill animals instantly. Ancient writers, such as Strabo, recounted stories of sparrows being thrown into the cave and dying from the fumes. Research today indicates that these deadly gases remain active, accumulating in the lower areas of the cave and rendering it a hazardous site. Priests used to bring animals inside the plutonium as part of ritual sacrifices, watching them die in front of the congregation. Remarkably, the priests themselves survived, believed to be protected by the gods. While part of the site is open to visitors, the area with the toxic gases is strictly off limits to prevent anyone from inhaling the fumes. The plutonium remains a chilling reminder of both nature's power and ancient customs. If you enjoyed discovering these secret spots, don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Stick around as we have more secret and forbidden areas to show you. Number 5. Tillamook Rock Lighthouse, Oregon, USA. Tillamook Rock Lighthouse, or Terrible Tilly, sits on top of a jagged basalt outcrop, 1.2 miles or 1.9 kilometers off the Oregon coast. Built in 1881, it was the most expensive lighthouse in the United States at the time, costing nearly $125,000, equivalent to over $3 million today. Building the lighthouse was a massive challenge. Laborers were lowered from boats below on a breeches buoy, facing powerful winds and dangerous seas. In January 1880, a fierce storm swept away tools and supplies, leaving the crew stranded for over 2 weeks. When the lighthouse opened, life there was still incredibly tough. Keepers faced long stretches of isolation, working 42-day shifts with only 21 days off. Supplies were scarce, and storms often damaged the building. In 1934, a 135-pound boulder crashed through the roof during a violent windstorm. The lighthouse was shut down in 1957, but it remains a powerful symbol of resilience against the forces of nature. Number 4. Cape York Peninsula, Pajinka, Australia. Cape York Peninsula, the northernmost point of Australia, is a remote and special place. Pajinka, a wilderness area, is not just a geographical location. It's also deeply important to the local indigenous culture. A visit to Pajinka is restricted to protect its fragile ecosystems and respect the traditions of the indigenous people who have cared for this land for thousands of years. Tourists who want to visit must get a permit, which can be arranged through the Northern Peninsula Area Regional Council or the Gudang Yadaikanu Aboriginal Corporation. The permits help control the number of visitors and ensure the site is preserved for future generations. A fee system was also introduced to encourage respectful behavior and support improvements to the visitor experience. Although many people would love to visit Pajinka, it's important to approach it with respect and sensitivity. Number 3. Chichen Itza Pyramid Area, Mexico. Recently, access to the area around the famous pyramid of Kukulkan, El Castillo, at Chichen Itza has been restricted. The Mexican government implemented these rules to protect the site from damage caused by excessive visitor traffic. Chichen Itza, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is one of Mexico's most visited archaeological sites and a marvel of ancient Mayan engineering. But as more tourists visit and continue to touch the pyramid, concerns about its preservation have grown. To prevent further damage, the area around the pyramid is now closed off to the public. Mexico's National Institute of Anthropology and History, the INAH, introduced these measures to protect not only the pyramid, but the other ancient structures around it. These new rules reduce direct contact with the site, helping to preserve it for future generations. While tourists can still explore the rest of the ancient city, access to the pyramid itself is now restricted. Number 2. Horizontal Falls and Finniss River, Australia. Australia's Horizontal Falls and Finniss River are stunning natural wonders, but they're closed to the public for important reasons. The Finniss River flows into the sea at Fog Bay and is part of the Northern Territory's Indigenous Sea Country. It's managed by the Northern Land Council to protect sacred sites and wildlife. In 2023, a permit system was introduced to control fishing and boating, aiming to preserve the environment and respect the cultural significance of the area. Further north, the horizontal falls in Western Australia's Kimberley region are also protected. These tidal currents, where seawater rushes through narrow gorges, are sacred to the Dambimangari people. Following a 2022 incident in which a jet boat crash injured several people, the Dambimangari Aboriginal Corporation has been collaborating with the government and tour operators to prevent boats from traveling through the falls by 2028. Both locations can be viewed through guided tours that follow cultural and environmental guidelines. Number 1. Mount Warning and St. Mary Peak, Australia. Mount Warning Wollumben and St. Mary Peak, Ngari Mudlana, are two significant places in Australia for Indigenous communities. They are located in New South Wales and South Australia and are of great importance to the Aboriginal people in those regions. Mount Warning is not just beautiful but also holds spiritual value for the Bundjalung and Gayabul communities. The summit of the mountain has been closed to the public since 2020 to protect its cultural heritage and ensure safety. There's still ongoing discussion about whether future access will be allowed. St. Mary Peak, the highest point in the Flinders Ranges, is sacred to the Atnyamatana, which means rock people community. While it's not fully off limits, the Atnyamatana people worry about tourists climbing it without respect for its sacredness. With increased restrictions in place, these places are being protected to maintain their cultural and spiritual importance for generations to come. That's it for part 4 of our series on forbidden places. If you enjoyed this adventure, let us know in the comments. What do you think? Your opinions matter to us, so feel free to send us your ideas. Stick with us and we'll post more thrilling videos like this one. Don't forget to subscribe for more.